All right, we have a special guest speaker today, and we have the host from The Real, Jeannie Mai. And so we want to welcome Jeannie to our Team RCS Carolyn Clark virtual distance classroom. So let's give Jeannie a round of applause, and I'm going to put the rest of the students on mute because then it will echo.
Oh, nice, nice. Hey, fam, how you all doing over there? Hi, let me get these names right. Greywall.
Yeah.
Am I close?
Speak Amardeep. So he's like,
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's Amardeep Garwal.
Amradeep.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. Hi. You know what's funny? When I was in maybe 4th grade, my best friend's name was Kuldeep.
Oh.
He gave me a Sikh bracelet. He gave me a Sikh bracelet, and I wore it like for 4 years. This big old bracelet that didn't even fit me. It was like hard, like silver, and he was telling me about the Sikh culture. So I don't know. It reminded me of Kuldeep. But hi, nice to meet you. Okay, let me see.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you, sweetie. Wait, is that a Care Bear in the corner?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that's like vintage. I can't believe you have a Care Bear. That's so cool. Hi, Pranjal. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. How about you?
You are? Oh, good. I'm so jealous. You have the summer haircut, man. I want to cut all this off. Is it fun to have a hairstyle that length because it's so easy?
Yeah.
Nice, nice. Okay, Nail. Am I saying that right, Nail?
She's your brother.
This is my brother's computer. That's my brother's name.
So what's your name?
Aaliyah.
Aaliyah. Hi, Aaliyah. Ooh, pretty name. One of my favorite artists. That's funny because I never noticed my name on this, but when my fiance uses my computer and he's a dude, he walks around with it saying Jeannie Mai, and everybody's like, what's going on here? This is awesome. Okay, who else do we have on?
So some people are born like Zachary. He has an iPad, so that's why it says iPad 3.
Cool.
And then we have Jaslyn.
Okay, I see her. Okay. Hi, Amia. Amia? Is that right? Wave if I'm getting it right. Francis?
It's Amaya.
Amaya. Hi, Amaya.
Hi. Nice to
Ooh, girl, you got your eyebrows. Look at this. You look good. Francis. What up, Francis? Oh, my God. You guys are so cute. We're going to die. Sia. Hi, Sia.
Hi.
Your room looks like my mom's room. Everything is purple. Everything. Girl, she even got the carpet purple, but she didn't buy the carpet purple. She painted it purple because she was cheap, and it looks disgusting. Your room looks way better. Dean, is that Dean?
Yeah.
Hi, sweetie. Are you Chinese or Vietnamese?
I'm Vietnamese.
Vietnamese. Hello, Am. I recognize your name, but I don't know how to say it in Vietnamese. How do you say that name?
Where is she? Anne. On. No, they're all quiet.
Mackenzie.
Hi.
Mackenzie. We have
Hi.
Dawson, Mariska, Zoe. What up?
We have a couple of teachers on here too, and our principal.
Okay, Jordan, Jocelyn, Liz, Biz. What up, Liz Biz? Lincoln, Ivanden?
It's just Ivan.
Ivan, nice. Okay, Michaela. Hi, Ivan. Sadanth is showing off her forehead. Yo, Sadanth. Whenever I call my parents, they always answer the phone just like that, like only their eyes. I'm like, do you know how this screen fits to your face?
Yeah. It's like low, so.
Is it low? Okay, got it. Perfect. No problem. We got Debbie. Hi, Debbie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Ryan, Leilani, iPad 3, Quintero, Betsy, Rishi. Hi, Rishi. Hi, Betsy BV. I know. I'm just going with it.
No.
And I see a whole bunch of other people. Candace, Charlie, Megan, Haley. Hey, everybody. It's fun to join you today. I hope everybody's doing safe.
Jeannie, do you remember me from high school?
Oh, my God. Wait. Leilani?
I'm
Am
old.
I right?
That's the PTA mom I told you about.
Wait a minute. Am I right? Is your name Leilani? No.
Yes, Leilani.
Oh, my God. Leilani, yes. Of course. Wait, we were in the same class.
Yes, we were.
That's insane. How are you? Wait, what's this
Valerio
monster
was-
behind you?
Valerio was my son, Jevin.
Oh my God, this is so cute. Hi. Wait,
Jevin.
weren't we in
My
a
last name was
cotillion?
Valerio.
Yeah, wait, weren't we in a cotillion together or something?
No, I don't think so.
Are you
But we
sure?
were in high school together.
I feel like you taught me some Filipino dance or something.
I had a
Hi,
cotillion.
it's good to see you again. Amazing. I'm so glad the fam is here.
All right. So the
possible.
reason why I reached out to Jeannie, as I told my class, is in celebration of Asian Pacific
Good to see
Heritage
you.
Month. So I'm going to put everybody on mute for now except for Jeannie,
Okay.
just because so we don't get feedback. Unmute. Okay. So again, my student says if your questions can come at the end, but again, the main reason why I invited Jeannie here, and I want to thank her reps for making this connection, is in celebration of Asian Pacific Heritage Month. You know, being Asian myself, you know, growing up, there were not too many people on TV that looked like me. And in our conversation earlier, it's still the same, you know. And as I told my class, with the millions of Asians here in the United States, why is there still a lack of representation on TV, in the movies, even in the music industry, or in general? And so that's part of the conversation today. And also, from one of her episodes with her family, they spoke about, you know, the Vietnamese culture and, you know, a holiday that they celebrated. So I had asked, you know, wanted to know what do you value most about your Vietnamese culture? And then the transition from, you know, being in the Bay Area and then moving up to Hollywood. And so those are some of the questions that we had.
Okay, perfect. So let me organize it. If I missed anything that we can ask at the end. So let me just ask everybody here in the classroom. Just give me a show of hands. How many of you guys are interested in something creative, whether it's singing, drawing, YouTube, acting? Raise your hand like this if it's something that is more creative, not as usual. Okay. Oh, wow. We're seeing everybody. Okay, got you. Almost everybody. Oh, you too, Boo. Okay, Michaela, I see you. All right, Ivan, yep. Okay, that CBV, Quintero, Will. Okay, got you. The reason why I ask is
Can I
because
just
I
say
want to be...
my name's Osbert?
Osbert.
Osbert? Okay, perfect.
No, Quintero's my last name.
Ah, okay. Thank you, Osbert, but thank you for raising your hand. And actually, since I just have you, what are you interested in doing?
Yeah, YouTube.
YouTube. Okay, great. And Pranjal, I saw you raise your hands too, right? What are you interested in? Oop.
You can unmute, Pranjal. I think some of the mics aren't working, or you can type it off on the side and I can read it.
Okay, so read it. You know what? Actually, I'd like that. If everybody could just type really quick what it is that you're into, because I want to make sure that what I'm saying is specific to your needs, okay? So that way you guys can make the most of the advice I'm giving you. Okay, got it. Drawing, YouTube, gaming, singing, drawing. I like to help my sister with YouTube. I see you, Pranjal. Sindath, YouTube, and building Legos. Drawing, gaming, computers, coding. Okay, guys, this is insane. YouTube, singing, drawing. Okay. So first of all, Mrs. Marcius just asked why there aren't a lot of Asian Americans in television like me or in movies. And I think we're starting to see a lot more in gaming and also in YouTube. You know, you guys know Lily Singh, of course. You know, people like Michelle Phan. There's a lot of Asians in beauty and makeup and fashion, which is great. Number one, I think the big reason why in my generation there's not a lot of Asian Americans is because, and still to this day, a lot of moms and dads don't understand that being creative or doing something like YouTube or gaming or especially coding can make money. Our parents, it's not their fault, but they're used to a more traditional way of making money. They're used to doctors and lawyers and jobs where you go and you work at an office from 9 to 5. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think our parents, most of them escaped and came here at a time when the traditional jobs gave you more security. And these creative jobs, although they're a harder path, doesn't mean that they don't have success. So this is my first tip to anybody. Actually, every single person right here, Rishi, CBV. I may not be reading your name right, but you know who your handle. Sia, Michaela, Dawson, everybody here who's giving a creative job outlet, you need to know that your parents most of the time don't understand how this makes money, and they don't understand that this is actually something that takes goals to get to. So the first step you need to do is to make a plan for yourself. You need to make a plan on how your job, how your passion can be a service to other people. Because it's nice that you want to draw, but you're not going to make money drawing stuff on the sidewalk and drawing papers that are just going to be given out for free, right? You want to make your drawing because something becomes something that's going to be an animation for Disney, or maybe it's going to illustrate somebody's book, but it's going to become a purpose. So even though you're young, don't ever let somebody make you think that you're too young to already have a dream. Because you guys, look at this. Within 2 seconds, you knew exactly what it is that you're passionate about. And this could change. But what I'm teaching you now is how to turn your idea into a plan so that you can, step 2, very important. Step 1 is make the plan. How do you turn your passion into a service for others? Are you illustrating books? Are you going to make a movie? Are you going to make your own television series with your own cartoon drawings? Are you going to draw to decorate book covers? Are you going to draw to decorate labels on cans? Like whatever it is, what do you think your drawing could do? What do you think gaming? How are you going to make money in gaming? Are you going to create games? Are you going to create games that are different out there? Instead of killing everybody, it's going to be more positive. Are you going to create games that have learning into it? Because everybody thinks learning is boring sometimes. So you can make some type of gaming that teaches us to have fun with school. Whatever it is, figure that out. It can be very just a draft, like write it on a Post-it note. And then number 2 is you communicate to your parents why you have a plan. Why it's not just, Mom, I really want to play games. That can scare a parent. That can be like, wait, what? That's what my kid, I'm paying for all this school and driving you back and forth to go to your school every day and be there with Miss Marcias to just play games. No, that's not what you say. You need to make sure that you spend time to turn your idea into a plan so that when your parents hear it, they can hear, oh, my kid isn't into drawing or dancing or gaming. My kid is, I want to draw to illustrate books. I want to draw to create my own movie one day for Pixar. I want to dance and possibly compete and become the world's greatest dancer and go to competitions and teach other kids how to dance. Whatever it may mean, but it has to be something that instead of it just being for you, how do you take that service and turn it into something else for other people? And that's when you have a business. Okay, think about it. Everybody who has a business out there, everybody who's making millions and millions of dollars, let's take Amazon, one of the biggest successful pioneers. How many of you guys have ordered from Amazon? Everybody, right? Everybody, right? So this man, he didn't say, oh, I can get access to a lot of products and then just load it up for me in my house so I have everything I need. No, he said, I can get access to products and make it efficient for people anywhere in the US and the world to receive my products quickly and safely. And so there became a huge multi-billion-dollar business that we rely on because he created a service for others. So that's really the first key I want you guys to get is in all of your passions that will continue to change from 7th grade to 8th grade to 9th grade, everything starting now. But always think, okay, this is great that I like to do this. It's great that I like to play makeup. It's great that I like to game. I like to YouTube, all these things. How do I turn my love into a service for people? So I'll give you an example. I wanted to become a television personality. Okay, so when I was younger in San Jose, okay, same thing. I was hanging out with Leilani in the same school. I knew that I loved communicating with people like this. I love talking to people. I love connecting with people and understanding what people's dreams are. But how do I turn that into a business? Well, I also had a couple of other skills. I was good at makeup, clearly, duh. Check out these lashes, ladies. Check them out. And I was also really good at styling people and getting women to really feel confident because we know how hard it is to get up every day and feel confident when your hair is not right or this bully is mean to you at school or you feel like your body is not the shape you want it to be. So clothing can really transform you to feel confident about the way you look. So I added it together, you guys. I said, okay, I love makeup, but I can't just do makeup on myself all day to make money. I love styling, but what's that going to do to walk around my house with no money and dress nice? But I know how to communicate to people. So why don't I combine these first two things? Why don't I take my where I am now, where it's changed and it's grown based off of that seed. My seed is communicating well with people and making people feel good. So even though I'm not doing makeup and styling anymore, I'm taking my skills and my passion to connect with people, to do it in other ways, whether it's doing a YouTube series, which I hope you guys know about my YouTube series. It's called Hello Hanai. And it's a show about me and my Asian American life and crazy stuff that my mom puts me through. You can check it out on YouTube. Hello Hanai. It's I'll type it in so you guys get it. HELLOHUNNAY. And I also have a podcast called Listen Hanay, where I communicate with people about things that I'm thinking about, whether it's, oh, sorry, I misspelled that, guys. Don't grade me. It's where I communicate about relationships, about depression, about how to figure out what you want to do in life, about boys and the way they think versus the way girls and the way they think, so basically my essence is that I've always been a communicator, and I turn that into different avenues of jobs. So for everybody out there, whatever it is that you love to do, figure out a way to turn that into a service to people. And then number 2, communicate to your parents so that they sound like they look at their kid and they're like, that's not Betsy BB just telling me that she wants my kids to be YouTube sensations. She's saying Betsy BB is coming to say, I want to start a business where I can entertain people, and I'm going to take children and turn them into an entertainer so they can create unique programming and make money off the ads off YouTube. Like, if you explain it to your parents like that, what Asian American parent doesn't want to make money?
Can we go back to your show, for example? I know for a lot of kids, sometimes the reason why I love your YouTube series with your mom is because to me, I feel you're proud of your mom. I know sometimes kids, like when they bring their parents to school, I know for me sometimes it was kind of embarrassing because my mom had an accent, or
Yeah.
some kids don't want to share their Vietnamese language. Like, we'll have a new student come to class who maybe only speaks Spanish or just Vietnamese, and I say, all right, guys, I need somebody to help me translate. And even though I know they speak it, they're kind of hesitant to. So, and then I tell them, you should be proud of your culture. You should be proud that you're bilingual, but still some students are hesitant. Any words about that, about how do you take pride in your heritage?
Yeah. So I can tell you right now some bad news and some good news, okay? So the bad news first is that when it comes to the beautiful melting pot we have out there of the world of all different races, the smallest sliver that is being represented that you see out there is Asian Americans. Indian, Filipina, Vietnamese, Chinese, Taiwanese, even Hawaiian. Like, it's like this big. That's why I'm over here alone, guys. I'm like in an island alone with like 5 or 6 other co-stars out there that are representing. So that's the bad news. And it's a whole myriad of reasons. It could be because their parents parents in my generation didn't encourage all these amazing artists to go and pursue their path. So maybe they pursued something else they're not into. Or it could be that they weren't accepted, because it's also, if I'm honest, it's also very hard to make it as an Asian American out here, because people don't see enough Asian Americans, so they also don't know if we can make money for them the same way a big white star or a big Latina star or even a black star can make it. And even black and brown people have had their own trials and tribulations to get to where they are. So it's just this big totem pole of, honestly, if you really want to get into it, a subject of race, whether or not Asian Americans are popular enough, if they're hot enough, if they can make the most money. So here's the good news to that, okay? The good news is we are very unique, and we're very special, and we are undiscovered. The story of the Asian American life has not been told enough. Because why? Every single one of us have a different story. Just because I'm Vietnamese doesn't mean that you, who was also Vietnamese, Dean, I think, had the same lifestyle at home. We ate the same food and we went through the same problems. No, we have completely different stories. So everybody in this chat right now, all 28 people, have a different story about your Asian American upbringing, which is why nobody else can compete with you. In 7 billion people, there's only one of Dawson and Dean and Saddam who has your story and your mistakes and your problems and your concerns and your imagination. Nobody else has it. So the good news is you have a really good chance to go out there and make it, because there's not many of you. If there was 10 other Dawsons, like, why would we listen to Dawson's story when he comes out with, a new project? We would say, oh, we know so many others like this. This is why it's so important for you guys to know your heritage, know your story. What makes you different? For me, my parents came here as immigrants, and yo, I could not get by a day without hearing my mom tell me how many times she climbed on that dang boat to get from Vietnam here. Every day. And we also saved everything. Like I'm sitting next to a Tupperware box that, guys, this has been here for like a year because my mom won't throw away Tupperware. So we like save to-go containers as our Tupperware all the time. But I'm telling you this because little stories like that, my mom coming here from Vietnam and then just us saving everything made me who I am today. I don't waste money, and I'm very cautious about saving things so that I can preserve and not waste. And those are things I got from my Vietnamese upbringing. My mom coming here at a young age, escaping from Vietnam, taught because of that I have a different pride and a different message. So everything about you guys, what your parents went through, if you haven't asked this now, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to give you a homework assignment, okay? If you haven't asked this by now, you need to do it in the next week. I'm gonna check in with Ms. Marcias and find out your story. But I want you guys to ask your parent, tell me your story. Just that, tell me your story. Turn off your phones, no computers, no other distractions, and just sit down and say, Mom or Dad, I just want to hear your story. And if they're like, what are you talking about? I don't have a story. Sometimes Asian parents can be very shy. Just say your story. How did you get here to America? What's the hardest thing you ever went through? What's the funniest thing that's ever happened to you? And how did I get here? How many of you guys have asked the story about how you got here right now, how you were born? Anybody? Raise your hand. I'm looking for hands. Okay, Liz, good girl. I see iPad 3, good girl, good boy. Will, great. So that's only 3 of you guys in 28. I promise you, if you ask the story of how you got here, you will get an understanding and an appreciation for your culture, because I promise you, every single one of your parents went through some type of hardship in order to give birth to you, to raise you, to be woke, sit here on a Zoom right now. But you need to know that story to have a relationship with it. Otherwise, all you know is you woke up and all of a sudden there was a bed and food in front of you. And that's no story. And that also doesn't relate with other people when you begin to tell your story later on.
So we have a couple more questions before you leave. So now to your particular, job. How do you, because, usually during school, your show is on, so some of the kids miss it. But how do you prepare to meet famous people? So, a lot of students, when I tell them, who you've met, like Aisha Curry, how do you prepare to interview these people? Like, if some of these kids, want to report later on, how do you prepare? What is your homework that you have to do to prepare for the guests on your show?
I think 2 things for me. Number 1, I think it's very important to know what makes that person special. And it doesn't have to be famous stuff. It doesn't have to be, oh, they won an Emmy, or they are really rich, or they drive a nice car. In fact, I kind of go against that. It'll be more of like, where were they born? Or how many dogs they have at home, or the fact that they're really nerdy and obsessed with doing puzzles, or whatever it may be. So I love finding weird facts about celebrities, because then we can connect on a more human way rather than a Hollywood way. Because connecting on a Hollywood way, Hollywood's a lot of like, oh, what did you do? And you're so famous and you're so cool. But if you actually remove that, people are much more interesting to me. And number 2, I picture that everybody goes to the bathroom just like me. And it's a number 2. If I picture like Brad Pitt going to the bathroom, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, bro, we the same. I got you. I know what you do. I know how many you use.
Now, is there anybody is there a dream interview for you? I know you've been doing this for a while and you've interviewed a lot of people, but is there still someone out there that you hope to someday interview?
Well, interviews are really cool. It's not the bulk of my work. Like my work I really want to do is honestly things to share my culture. I'm actually working now to create a show where my mom and I, her name is Mama Mai, she's crazy. Mama Mai and I we're gonna travel the US and tell stories about our upbringing. So we want to travel to schools around the US, to college campuses, to different shelters and homes, just to be able to tell stories. So things like that are more of my goal. But if I had to pick somebody to interview, that would be like super cool. I think it would be, and I've done it before, but I just love her so much I would want to spend more time with her, it'd be Michelle Obama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Michelle Obama is really cool to me. I just think that for somebody who's always going to be my first lady, but now is no longer first lady, for her to still be doing her work to encourage education and to fight for women and to write great books to teach women how to be entrepreneurs, like that to me is like, that's so cool because she's done with being a president. Like I might be wandering around in my pajamas eating Subway sandwiches all day, but no.
Well, as you know,
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Miss Marcia?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Jeannie. Thank you so
Hi.
much for taking time out of your day to join us. This is awesome.
Thank you. Of course. Thanks for being here.
Yeah. So I tried to catch your show now that I'm able to, or I'm trying to run a school remotely from home.
Okay.
So I actually watched you today, and you talked a little bit about not letting things affect you that you read online. I think it was kind of a branch off from Mama Mai and her DMs. But what can you tell our students about how to navigate through, the online world?
Sure. I'm pretty sure you've heard this a few times, but unless you really understand it, you're still going to be affected by comments. So here's what I'm going to say. Whenever somebody comes to you with negative, anybody, they pick apart your hair, they pick apart the way you say a word, they pick apart maybe something that you said in the past that sounded really stupid and they forever hold you on it. I promise you that that person has more issues with themselves than they have with you. And in just normal 1 + 1 = 2 for bully world, if I feel bad, it makes me feel better to make you feel bad about yourself. And that's the only thing they have to make themselves feel a little bit cooler when they type that stuff to you and then put it down like, ha, I got her. So that's why for you, just empathizing and understanding that that person really, it has nothing to do with you when they make fun of the way you look or whatever. It's literally just something that they don't feel good about themselves. Just understanding that allows you to go, oh, okay, so this is a you thing. This has nothing to do with me. So it allows you to picture the energy and remove it from your circle. That's number one. And then number two is honestly, you got to believe in yourself so hard that anything somebody says to you is almost like a gnat trying to bother you at a picnic. Like imagine like if you went to a picnic, right? If you went outside and you got dressed in your bright colors, you got your kicks on, you about to hit it with, playing volleyball, or you about to like just go and have some fun, take some fun selfies. And this gnat, this tiny little gnat comes and tries to get in your way. And it's like buzzing around your face. Are you gonna like pack up and go home? Are you gonna take off all your clothes and say, dang, I don't wanna go out anymore, I'm done, and go home and like stay in your bed? No, you're gonna swat that gnat and not even think about it 2 seconds later. You just move on. And that's the same way you gotta look at haters. You gotta look at them the same way. They just,
Again, thank you.
Before I go, I wanna say one more thing to you guys, because I'm, first of all, very honored to be here amongst number one, teachers. I really, really appreciate everybody a part of this faculty to provide such a safe space for children and to make learning so interactive. Like Ms. Marcias, I gotta give you props, man. I think it's so cool that you decided to have a Zoom so that all your students we could interact in person. Like this is so much better than reading pages off of a book all day and not interacting with people during this quarantine. So I really appreciate that, number one. And number two, you guys are our future. And I wanna tell you that we really look up to you guys because you're gonna help us clean up some of the things that we still need help cleaning up today. And to be honest, with adults, sometimes when it comes to adults, there's a lot of ego and power and politics involved that make it hard to just focus on what we need right now, which is love. And I'm gonna tell you one thing, besides learning about your parents and how you should get to know them and how to focus on your dreams and turn it into a career path later on, one thing I would really like for you guys to also take into your heart is the importance of embracing one another's cultures. There's something big that's still an issue out there, and it's called racism. And racism is the idea of not understanding where you come from, so you throw hate or negativity towards it just because you look different, your skin color is different, you speak different, you eat different foods. And so I want you guys to really embrace not only your culture, but also make sure that you look around your circle of friends. And if your friends are all the same color skin, I want you guys to step out and slowly start to connect and be friends with people from other cultures so that you can learn what other people are like. Learn what they do at home, what makes them proud of their heritage, share some of yours. And if you hear or say anybody ever do anything that's negative towards another culture, be the one to step up and stop it. Be the one to speak up and say, "No, man, that's not cool. We shouldn't say things like that." It's a little uncomfortable, but I promise you that little moment of discomfort saves us from having anything more dangerous and harmful later on. So can you guys all promise me to do that? Embrace one another's cultures, look at your friends and add some more colored friends to your list. And number 3, stop somebody if they're going to say something whack when it comes to other races. Cool?
Well, sadly, we did have a multicultural show that we were supposed to put on, but of course, COVID shut that down. So we were not able to do that.
That's okay. That's okay. I think it's going to be okay, and you guys are going to we're going to get out of this together. But as you can see, nothing stops us all from connecting. So in your homes with your parents, if you have those discussions, it'll be a lot more of a enjoyable place when you get to know each other and have respect for where your parents came from and how you got here. And then number 2, with your circle of friends, I promise you it's going to be the best decision you've ever made in your life when you begin to really embrace other cultures and welcome people into your circle as you should step into others.
So we want to thank you for your time, but I just have one more final request. So as I said, this year they've canceled our promotion and graduation, but we're still doing something online. So we would love for you, I would like to include like a small like graduation shout out from you for Team Matthias, that I can include in their video that I'll be giving.
What I should say.
We're
going to
Team Marcius, our class. We call ourselves Team Marcius.
Team Marcius. Okay, you ready?
We're ready.
Okay. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jeannie Mai here, and I am hollering at Team Marcius. All y'all out there who are looking back at me, thank you, first of all, for not driving your teacher too crazy. And second of all, thank you for already being leaders, you guys. I really appreciate all the work that you put into Miss Marcius's class this year. But I also pray that every one of you continue to follow your dreams and be filled with love, never hate. Love always wins. So remember that. I love you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.